Hello BigChange community, it's Jonathan again, and today we're diving into the dynamic world of sales here at BigChange. Joining me is George, a stellar performer from our sales team, whose expertise has been pivotal in driving our customers' growth and making them truly unstoppable. In this month's Day in the Life, we dispel the myths of sales and look at how our dedicated team aim to revolutionise their prospects' business and do what's best for them. So put the kettle on, get yourself a hot drink, and see how sales is different here at BigChange. George, it's great to have you with us. Thank you very much for spending some time with us today to talk about what it's like to do sales at BigChange. Perhaps could you start telling us what's a typical day like for you?
That's one of the more difficult questions that you're going to ask. There's no typical day in the life. This week's a great example. Started the week, picked up the sales director, drove down to Birmingham. Today I'm in the office shooting a video. Tomorrow I'll be in London meeting a large pest control company. It's just every day is a different day. It's challenging, it's interesting. I dare say they're not the shortest hours, but it's definitely fun.
But if you're enjoying doing something, the hours don't really matter, do they?
Yeah, if you enjoy your work, it's not really work, is it?
Now, going to be a challenging question, I think, but one that I'm going to ask anyway. In some industries, salespeople get a really bad reputation. In fact, when you're at a dinner party, perhaps, and you say that you work in sales, some people probably have that image in their mind's eye of a second-hand car salesman whose only aim is to get the number on the board and get a sales at any cost. That's not what sales like is at BigChange, is it?
No, I think that it's interesting because there's 2 points to that. People have a fundamental misunderstanding of what sales do. People think sales is about pushing a product, that transactional, boring sale. It's not. It's about taking asymmetric information. It's about taking information that you as a salesperson and you as a company have and presenting that to prospective customers and informing them to enhance what they're doing. Now, the bad salespeople get a bad reputation when it's transactional. When you go in and someone pushes a car in a day, we can't do that because we partner with businesses for years. We work with companies for literally decades in some cases. We've had recent decade anniversaries. When you partner with someone, you can't missell to them. You've got to create a solution that works for them. And that's fundamentally why we operate differently. That and the framework that we have, that we need to be accountable. We need to be able to sleep at night. And if you're working with people and you've got to look at them in the eye after you've sold to them, then you need to be able to sleep at night and think to yourself, yeah, do you know what? That is the right kind of sale. That is a sale that brings them forward. It's a sale that brings BigChange forward, and it's a sale that works for everybody.
So there's a true value in using our software, and it's about making prospects aware of that value. We're not pushing the sale onto them, are we? We're making them aware of the value, and they want to buy it at the end of the day.
Yeah, I think it's so easy for us to forget how valuable BigChange can be. And it's always different for every company. The value drivers, because we have such an all-encompassing software, whether it's reducing your fuel consumption, whether it's enhancing the number of jobs that you do, whether it's tearing down all the back office admin that ties and constrains businesses, everyone has a different reason for using BigChange. But ultimately the value it's almost evident. What that then means is the sale transitions. It doesn't go about selling the value per se, because the value almost sells itself. What we move into is more of a consultative sale. We talk about, well, how do you operate as a business? Which saving in particular is going to be the biggest one? Which one is going to drive you into the future? And then fundamentally that then changes into how do we specify BigChange to work for you? How do we configure it to maximize that value? And it takes it into more of a collaboration with the customers rather than just a BigChange does this, buy it. We know BigChange does that. We know BigChange enhances your efficiency. What we need to work out is how BigChange works specifically for you as a company. That's what we dive into.
You mentioned that it's different for each customer, effectively, or each prospect. There must be one memorable sale that stands out. What's the most rewarding experience that you've had whilst working at BigChange, putting our platform into a customer's organisation?
Oh, that's difficult. It's like making you choose your favourite child.
Right, okay.
I have no children, so I can't do that. But that's a difficult one. I think there's multiple different ones, and it's really interesting because it feeds into that point. Different people buy BigChange for different reasons, and there's different value drivers for each one. So I've worked with companies like P. Blackhall up in Scotland. Stuart, the MD there, took up his business in a really fractious time, picked it up as one of the longest and most established businesses in Edinburgh serving the plumbing and heating market. He inherited it from his dad. He inherited the processes, he inherited the functions and the staff, and he very much felt like his father's business rather than his. And we got to engage in that journey of transforming it. And let's be transparent, it wasn't always a smooth ride.
No. But it never usually is it? There's always a few hiccups every now and again. But I suppose we get over them, don't we?
We work with you because business isn't easy. It's so important that you don't want a software and a partner that is there for the good times. You want a system that is there for the bad times. And without going into the detail, I think we stepped up and we went over and above to help Stuart in that. Not just as a sales team, but as an onboarding team, as a customer success team, as a commercial company. We've been there to partner with them, and that feeds into the whole ethos of BigChange. We want to work with growing companies, and we want to be part of that growth, and that means being flexible with them.
Technology generally moves very fast, and BigChange, every month it seems like we are adding not just little tidbits of functionality, but big new, massive parts of functionality. How do you and the sales team make sure that we're presenting the most up-to-date functionality to... How are you aware of the new functionality that you can present to our prospects?
You look across our sales team, we've all worked in different areas of the business. We'd all like to think we're product experts in what we do. And I think we all have that natural curiosity to go on the site and go, we've just introduced bulk invoicing, how does that work? Let's test it. I dare say, let's even try and break it. And you pick it up in that respect. Now, equally, you have your list of customers and ultimately, and I had it recently, some of our new features, our group job overview, our group job list view, our bulk invoicing analysis, our contact overview helps us have a nice little rework. All of these features came into a demonstration I did last week because people use the system to varying degrees. And all of these functionalities fit seamlessly into the way that they use it. So it just comes up organically within a demonstration. We get asked the question and we go, do you know what is a great new feature? Let me show you how this is going to look. Let me show you how that's going to work. Let's talk about, actually, you've got a challenge where you've got 50, 60 invoices that you've sent to the same client every single month. You need to aggregate them together. Let me show you our bulk invoicing and how that's going to change your life by clicking 3 buttons. And amalgamating 50 invoices. I dare say we can then do amalgamated bulk invoices. So there's some really clever functionality that feed into that.
Okay. George, final question. If we've got a prospect who's watching this video, hopefully there are many, who is on the fence about investing in a platform, who's hesitant in picking up the phone or sending us a message, what would you say to them?
I think I always start with there's no downside. There's absolutely no downside to exploring what's the best solution for you. If you use something every day, even if we are 1% better than what you're currently using, over the course of every single day, that 1% becomes a monumental number. But more broadly, you'd be so surprised about how many people, how many customers I've had on demonstrations who've sat there and gone, yeah, you know what, I'm just taking a look. I've had my arm twisted into a demonstration. I've literally had people who've said, I will never change. I love what I'm using. You'd have to be amazing to move us over. And the challenge is, or there isn't a challenge because we sell amazing software. When you see BigChange in action, when you sit in our core verticals and you see the reason why we're trusted by over 2,000 companies, there's a reason why we're so good. And all you need to do is to take a look and see it. Because within 10, 15 minutes, the difference between us and the competition and the other systems out there will start to show itself.
Awesome. George, thank you very much for your time today.
No worries.
And that's a wrap on the Day in the Life with Sales. It's clear that our sales team isn't just about numbers. It's about fostering relationships and being trusted advisors to the customers that we serve. If George's insights have sparked an interest in BigChange, or you're ready to take your business to the next level with our platform, reach out to our sales team directly. We're here to answer any questions and show you how BigChange can be a game changer for your operations. For more stories, insights, and updates, make sure to visit bigchange.com. Until next time, stay driven and continue to be unstoppable.